Hey guys, and welcome back to the Divine Witch. So today we are going to go over the Romance Cards Oracle. Now this did have plastic on it, but I did end up taking that off. This is what the back of the box looks like, if we can get it to focus. It does have a guidebook. Now, just off first impressions, I do not, and I hate this kind of card holders. Just for the reason being, I know that they're cost efficient, but in the scheme of things, it really does not last the test of time. So that right there is kind of my first thoughts. I'll have all the information down below as far as the cost and all of that and where you can find it. But let's go ahead and get these out of the box. Now, I do suggest when you're trying to get stuff out of the box, kind of like squeeze it in so you can get that right there, that in between, and pull it out. Now, just to show you guys, it does not have the plastic covering, and this is what the actual cards themselves look like. So it doesn't have the plastic covering. It does have very beautiful artwork. These cards are actually by Doreen Virtue. I do have quite a bit of her sets. I actually have one of the angel decks that you guys see here on this channel that I use during lives. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys each of the cards one by one. So this is our first card of this deck, Keep an Open Mind. It does give the explanation. There is no card book with this. Since they did put it on the cards, I'm assuming is why. This is the first time using this deck, and if you can see, there looks like there's a little spot right there. So I'm not really too happy about that. And if you look down here as well, it looks like miscoloration from the actual deck being printed. So kind of keep that in mind as well. Now, since it doesn't come with a guidebook, things like this, you're going to have to put your own interpretation of it. You are lovable. You are desirable. So if I was going to give this to somebody, depending on the cards that were around it, as far as deserving, it could either mean fighting for love, as you see the arrow and the woman kind of shooting it across. It could also mean that you don't have to fight to get love. You deserve it, would be another interpretation. Or that right now, the love that you're fighting for, you got your angels behind you. You know, the symbolism of the river, I could say it's chaotic time right now, and it feels like you're fighting to keep this love for yourself. So there's many different interpretations that you can do, but this is one of those ones where it is going to have to be a little bit of your own intuition into these cards. So realistically, this probably isn't a good beginner deck. Maybe a little bit of advancement, or if you just want to increase your intuition when reading. Now, I will say one of the things that I do love about her decks when it comes into, you know, the love kind of play is that it looks very like romance novel, and also kind of brings that familiarity to where, you know, you get kind of like that old-timey feel as well, which I do like. Now, I will say that the cardstock, I do like the cardstock. It's your basic cardstock that you would get. It is like playing cards, and I love that. Just for the reason being, it is so much easier to shuffle. You don't got this big overgrown deck in your hands. Now, if you've never met Doreen, she is more on the lighter side of the spectrum. Very angelic kind of symbolism. You'll see it throughout many of her decks. So if that's something that you're not interested in, she may not be the one for you. But it is very beautiful. The one thing that I don't get is why it kind of goes back from artwork to almost like someone took a photograph. That's the only thing I don't understand, but it's not mine to understand, right? You know, as we review these tarot decks, it's easy to make assumptions or, you know, make remarks because we don't know the process of how each card is made. Now, one thing I think they could have done is included a book, got a different actual container, and talked about the artwork that they are displaying. So that way, if there was a piece of artwork that you liked, you could look into it. But like I said, when it comes with oracle cards, they are very unique to the person that is creating them. And sometimes, you know, you got to kind of go with the flow. And you get to know who the person is and what they're like and what their vision is when they're creating these cards. I do like the yellowish gold looking trim. I do think I would have went for something that is a little bit more pop, but that's just my personal opinion. But like I said, I've had a few of her decks and I love using them. The energy is like a clean energy. So once again, it's one of those things that kind of just depends on you. You can test them out, see if you like them. If you don't, gift them to somebody. Be good for like a little guidance, you know what I mean? Something that you can flip in the mornings or in the evenings to kind of sum up, or when you're in a difficult situation with somebody. I will say so far, this is my favorite card out of the deck, just because of that. There's so many colors, like you could look at this forever and find different symbolism and meaning. Okay, look at that dude's face. He's just like, oh, I don't want to be here for this. I think we all have that kind of moment, you know? Once again, the men in this deck have a very stoic, man, I wish I had football kind of look to them, you know what I mean? But, like, it's art. Okay, I know I'm kind of making jokes, but doesn't he look like, do I want pancakes or waffles? Like, that's my face in the morning. I'm just saying. The artwork itself is very beautiful, so let go of the control. Oh, I do gotta say, this kind of gives me Gone with the Wind kind of vibes. See, depending on the card, something like this, I could take it as a swinging couple or trying something new and exciting. You know what I mean? And another thing, even though this would be like a past life relationship you've had, doesn't mean you're going to get the same experience in this life. That's what I would say. So there's a movie from the 90s called Michael. I think it was the 90s. That's what this reminds me of. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Now, for me, I wouldn't see a honeymoon as like an angelic time. To me, it's more of a playground of sin, depending on what you like. But spending love with somebody in the overcast, you know, seeing the future, painting the future, kind of symbolism. That's how I would see it. We all know somebody who is this dramatic. Also, guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I do videos like this all the time on the channel, between book reviews, tarot card reviews, pagan, theology, all different kinds of things over here on this channel. So fall in love. Have trust that we can guide you. I'm not really setting these up. This is just the way that it is in the deck, but it does sound great, doesn't it? Continue to stay optimistic with us and yourself. And who knows, maybe we're your better half. With that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hopefully you guys like this video. I'll have the link of where you can get these cards along with how much it is for the deck themselves. And remember, my friends, no two witches witch alike.